Bill Cosby trial, the jurors deliberate, the star waits. After more than 16 hours of deliberation over 2 days, the jurors in the Bill Cosby sexual assault case have still not been able to reach a verdict. They stopped deliberations after 9 p.m. and will return on Wednesday morning. Bill Cosby, 79, who has been at the courthouse each day, awaiting the verdict, has been a quiet presence at his trial. Also at the courthouse, Andrea Constand, the former Temple University staff member who says Mr. Cosby, the school's most famous alumnus, drugged and sexually assaulted her at his home outside Philadelphia in 2004. She too is waiting for the verdict. It's always tough to read a jury's intentions. So far the jury has come forward 4 times to rehear evidence or seek a clarification. On Monday the panel asked Judge Stephen T. O'Neill to clarify the context in which Mr. Cosby had described the 3 pills he gave Ms. Constand as little friends. The judge read aloud a section of Mr. Cosby's deposition testimony from a 2005 lawsuit filed by Ms. Constand in which he had used that phrase. It was unclear what the jurors were seeking to clarify, although the phrase had figured prominently in the prosecution's closing argument. Continue reading the main story. On Tuesday, at the jurors' request, the judge read other excerpts from Mr. Cosby's deposition testimony, in particular, in Mr. Cosby's own words, how he met Ms. Constand, and in graphic detail his version of the encounters at his home near Philadelphia. On one occasion, they had sexual contact, he said, and then she stopped him from going further. On a later night, in 2004, he gave her pills that she said incapacitated her. He described them in the deposition testimony as Benadryl. Ms. Constand sued Mr. Cosby after prosecutors in 2005 decided not to bring charges against Mr. Cosby in connection with what Ms. Constand said had been an assault in 2004. The prosecutors revisited that decision in 2015 after Mr. Cosby's deposition from the case surfaced and they read where he acknowledged having secured quaaludes to have sex with women. Later Tuesday, the jurors asked to rehear the testimony of David Mason, a member of the Durham Regional Police in Canada, who took Ms. Constand's first statement when she went to the authorities in January 2005. The defense had made much of the apparent inconsistencies in the statement. She had told the detective, incorrectly, that the incident with Mr. Cosby happened after a dinner at a restaurant, that she had never been alone with him before and that their contact afterward was rare. In later statements to police in Pennsylvania, she said she went directly to his home, had been alone with him before when he made unwelcome advances and they had stayed in contact afterward, mainly because of Temple University business. No one wants to star in the kind of courtroom drama that Mr. Cosby now finds himself in. For someone once so broadly fated and outspoken, the image he presents each day in court, sitting quietly at a table near the front, is at striking odds with the glow that once used to surround him. His manifest charm as an entertainer seldom flashes. His face is impassive even as graphic descriptions of his sexual encounters are read aloud. Some of it may be a simple function of age for Mr. Cosby, who is 79, and fighting blindness. Some of it is a measure of what confronts him. For someone once so popular, the number of supporters who have come to Norristown, PA, to be with him has been modest. A star from the Cosby Show days. 2 fellow comedians. Some friends from Temple University, where he was once a trustee. A former chairwoman of the United States Commission on Civil Rights who described him as a friend. Shoulder to shoulder they have sat in the front row to show support. But this week they stopped coming. The most important supporter, his wife, Camille, appeared in court on Monday. She walked in after he was seated, and then moved along the front row so she could see him past the lawyers and aides. When the judge called the morning session to a close, she walked quickly into the front area, leaned over her husband as he sat in his chair, tending to him. But she was gone in the afternoon and has not returned.